What if you simply never came back? Right now, somewhere above you, 250 miles up, astronauts are floating in silence, watching Earth spin like a marble in the void. But here's the question no one dares to ask. What happens if you refuse to return? No countdown, no splashdown, just space forever. The cosmos is vast, beautiful, and brutally unforgiving, and humanity is only beginning to understand what it truly costs to call it home.
1. You can't just stay in space. You're legally bound to return. The moment you step into space, your freedom doesn't expand, it disappears. Up there, beyond Earth's borders, you're not an explorer making your own choices. You're part of a mission controlled from the ground. Every movement, every decision, every second of your life is tied to strict commands issued by organizations like NASA. Space may look infinite, but legally it's tightly governed by agreements such as the Outer Space Treaty, which ensures no astronaut can simply stay and claim independence. Refusing to return isn't an act of freedom, it's an act of defiance against Earth itself. You wouldn't become a pioneer, you'd become a liability, a problem, possibly even the first human labeled a space outlaw. Because in the vacuum of space, there are no nations to escape to, only the authority you thought you left behind, still holding control from millions of miles away.
2. Your body will slowly break down, even if you feel fine. Floating in microgravity feels effortless. No weight, no strain, just freedom. But beneath that calm illusion, your body is quietly falling apart. Without gravity, your muscles stop working the way they should, slowly shrinking as days turn into months. Your bones begin to lose density, becoming weaker and more brittle with every passing moment. Even your heart, the engine of your survival, starts to weaken because it no longer has to fight against gravity. Astronauts trained by NASA spent nearly 2.5 hours every single day exercising, not to get stronger, but just to slow the damage. And still, it's not enough to fully stop it. Stay long enough and your body adapts to space in a dangerous way, making Earth feel like an unbearable force. Returning wouldn't just be difficult, it could become impossible. 3. Space will start rewriting your mind. The real danger isn't outside the spacecraft, it's inside your head. At first, the silence feels peaceful, almost surreal. But as days stretch into months, that silence begins to change you. Cut off from Earth, confined to a small metal habitat, your mind starts reacting in ways you can't control. Isolation creeps in slowly, turning into loneliness, then something heavier. Thoughts become foggy, focus slips, and even simple decisions feel harder than before. Experts at NASA consider psychological strain one of the greatest threats of long-term space travel. Astronauts train for it, but training can't fully prepare you for the reality of being millions of miles away from everything familiar. Over time, your personality itself can begin to shift. The person who left Earth might not be the one still floating in orbit. Stay long enough, and you won't just feel different, you may become someone else entirely. 4. You're one failure away from instant death. One tiny mistake, and space gives you no second chance. Up there, survival isn't natural, it's engineered. Every breath you take depends on machines silently working in the background. Oxygen systems, temperature control, radiation shielding, each one is a fragile lifeline. And if even one of them fails, everything changes in an instant. Astronauts aboard stations managed by NASA live with this reality every single day. There's no air outside, no rescue team waiting nearby, no margin for error. A small leak, a system glitch, or a missed warning could turn a controlled environment into a deadly vacuum within minutes. Food, water, and power aren't just supplies, they are survival itself. In space, perfection isn't optional, it's required. Because the moment something goes wrong, your time doesn't slowly run out, it disappears almost instantly. 5. You might become humanity's first permanent space resident, or its first space prisoner. Freedom in space sounds powerful until you realize it comes with invisible chains. Staying beyond Earth might feel like becoming the first permanent resident of the cosmos, a pioneer of a new human era, but the truth is far colder. Every drop of water, every breath of air, every decision still depends on Earth, guided by agencies like NASA. There are no independent colonies yet, no self-sustaining escape. Refusing to return doesn't make you free, it isolates you. And slowly, that dream of endless space can turn into something far darker, a prison with no exit, drifting endlessly above the world you left behind. Up there, silence becomes your only companion, and Earth fades into a distant memory. What begins as exploration slowly turns into survival, then dependence, then uncertainty. Every system, every breath, every decision is tied to Earth's control, and nothing in space ever truly belongs to you. Refusing to return doesn't unlock freedom, it dissolves it. Because in the end, space doesn't let you stay, it simply decides how long you can last.